We live in a time where business opportunities and financial matters have become the main focus. But little do people realize how much depth, artistic value, and culture Shanghai actually has hidden behind her high-rises and business ventures. Since the end of 2012, a group of 7 artists called the Secret 7 came together to start a non-commercial artist community here in Shanghai.
The concept of doing art, because it's a necessity for us to make our art pieces, not thinking commercially, has kind of, I don't know, drifted away also from local artists. So we wanted to create a group and create a space where we can show art what we like. It was a very free idea and a very free movement.
The 7 is a bit like a magic number. It could mean anything. So we've just been exploring what we can do with this concept. The whole idea is it's an international group as well, not just based around identities or nationality. It's totally open source, and the approach to artwork is also open source.
Due to the financial crisis, more and more emerging artists has found it harder to find commercially ran galleries to support their works.
I think this is similar. I heard in Europe as well, there's a lot of commercial spaces are vacant. And if you just leave it vacant, it actually brings the area down. But if you could put artists into that area, it helps improve the local environment and also the whole scene. I mean, artists obviously don't have the money to pay the rent, but at least they can make use of the space while it's empty.
So Secret 7 decided to do pop-up art shows instead, bringing back this trend once more and into Shanghai.
For a foreigner like me and also for Chris Gill, it's very nourishing to see the change and the movement in that city, and you can create spaces which you could not create in Europe anymore. Like in Tianzifang, in a very commercialized tourist area, to have a pop-up gallery for 2 months. I think in every big city in Europe, like Paris, London, Berlin even now, it would be impossible. So it's still possible here in Shanghai, and that's very exciting.
Pop-up art is like, as a concept, is not very new. It's something that came up in the 60s, really, in America and then in London. It's just the idea that an art thing could happen very spontaneously in any particular space. You don't have to define an area as an art space, such as an art gallery or an art museum. The fact is you could put what would be considered artwork just about anywhere.
Since then, their community of artists has grown to more than 20, each with their own personality and taste, creating an organic movement of what art is to be today.
你第一个感觉它是一张摄影作品，你没有觉得它里面会有一些水墨的东西在里面。我想表现的是今天的我们生活当中的那些浮华的、美好的那些东西，它和我们曾经的那种传统，它们之间的共同并置的陈列的一种瞬间。
I'm mostly making photographies with this blueprint. Actually, I don't use the photo, I use just the objects and I put it on photo paper. So how you can see here, it's like from silk screen prints, I put the films on and then I put the objects on.
How media drops kind of, watching always the worst things in the world that happened, and so in here you see like it normally is shown like old stones that people like to decorate their houses with, but they come from a nature origin. So I think this is a new kind of human nature. We are urban nature, yeah. So that's why I put out a stone out of like a construction site, and to be related to this construction site and this construction site, so more silent part and more noisy part.
这个是那个拍的北京崇文门。一个餐厅叫马克西姆，它是80年代就是北京第一个可以唱摇滚乐，崔健、何勇他们在那儿登过台。我做了一个就是叠印，就是2次曝光，所以人物从这儿穿过去了。宪兵有些这个叠印的这个洞，我偶然就拍了两个人的组合，有一个像2个牌子、2辆车。 然后最后就变成我现在的风格。那我现在就是会用2台相机同时拍。
These are two recent works I made. This is a brain, and this is not a brain. I don't know, I mean, I guess it goes back to what you feel the purpose of art is. I don't know, I mean, is there a purpose? It's just because we thought it'd be cool. It was also kind of nice because like when we'd show places, it'd be always kind of these under the radar, like unexpected places. So it's quite nice. It's been fun.
I do a lot of self-portraits, so the figure you see behind me is me. My art is about women's issues and the subjectification of women in our society in advertising and everyday's life.
This particular screen was one I made because I was doing a lot of traveling in Yunnan province. I was with some professors and we were investigating local culture, customs, and while we were traveling around I was making sketches, but at the same time I collected a lot of materials. I basically pasted all these materials onto these canvases, making a record of that part of the world and what was going on.
Russian writer Leo Tolstoy, who had influenced Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King, once said, "Real art requires the capacity to unite people via communication, which is precisely what the Secret Seven have done."